Hey all, welcome to this week's top 10 list here at the CIOPCC, and today we're going to look at another Batman favorite, villain. I know I've been kind of stuck on these the last few top 10s, but don't worry, we'll switch to something different next week. But today we're going to do Clayface. There's another one of mine. I got a request for him anyway, and he's another one of my favorite villains. However, I don't have 10 different Clayfaces. Believe it or not, completely unique, different Clayface action figures. Poor Clayface does not get the love he deserves. So we're going to look at all 10 that I have, and that includes two, well, not all 10, but I have variants of things. But we're going to look at one that's going to be a variant that I'm going to include two of them to fill up the spots. And we're also going to get a bust and a statue in there to fill it all out nicely. Starting out in the number 10 spot, the Clayface figure from the Batman. Now, I've said before how much I like some of the character designs in the Batman show. Thought it was pretty good. But Clayface is not one of my favorites. And what's not fair about that is it's actually one of the more clay-like, flowing, mud-looking versions. See, this is the regular release here. They also did some variants. You know, Mattel loves variants. So you could find the one with this kind of smooshy face over here. Or you could find one with a much more human face over here. Like I said, these are part of the Batman, the Extreme Power Collection. So he gets number 10. Probably the most accurate Clayface in terms of flowing clay. Number 9 is a statue from Diamond Select. Diamond selected these statues called Premium Collection, or Premier Collection. There you go. And this one here is Batgirl kicking Clayface's butt. I love the expression on Clayface there, and using him as the base is hilarious. He's got his little hand reaching out. Batgirl is doing him in. The quality on these is iffy, but I just really love the design on this one. So that's number 9. 7 and 8 are where I said I'm going to do two of the same figure, just variants. I think they're different enough. That's how I'll rationalize it. Number 8 is the tan version back here from Kenner. Actually, Hasbro, I think, had the license by this time, had bought Kenner. This one is a light color tan. You'll notice the left hand is just a regular hand, while he's still got the claw right hand. He gets number 8, and his darker cousin over here, which was the first one done by Kenner, you can see a carded example in back as well. He gets number 7. Like him a little bit better. He's got the firing. You squeeze him. He's hollow, so you squeeze him and he shoots the spiked ball off his hand. So lots of them have the spiked ball. It was a popular weapon for Clayface, but very few of them are colored metal like that. They're usually just the same color as his body. So that's number 7. Number 6 is a really wild design. When you're talking wild Batman designs, you're usually talking Kenner's Legends of the Dark Knight series. Here we have this one, a more armored version of Clayface, and you can actually turn the head and you get different expressions. The whole series is a really wild series, so that's number 7. Or number 6, rather. Sorry, number 6. Number 5 is from Diamond Select as well, and this one's another one that's not an action figure, but rather a bust. I've talked many times now about these terrific series of busts based on the animated series. This one, of course, Batman the Animated Series with the spiked ball this time in the mud color. Huge, heavy, and becoming one of the harder ones to find in this series. So that bust gets number 5. I really like the way they managed to create the design in this format. Now, DC Collectibles, of course, did their versions of all the animated series. We've talked about those many times as well. My Clayface is still boxed, and he's going to get number 4. But you know what? He was in the running for number 1. I really had to think about it. There he is. He's a terrific figure. A little hard to see in this room when you got all these lights glaring off of stuff. But there he is. You got a couple expressions, 2 different heads. You also got the spiked ball accessory. And he's pretty cool. He was in there for the running. I really love the design from the animated series, and he was in there for the running of the top spot. One that got a lot of different opinions was my number 2 one from McFarlane. Yeah, he looks a lot like the septic tank backed up and got angry. But I gotta say, I love this more violent expression and design with the hands. He's pissed. You don't always get really super pissed off Clayfaces. They never look like, you know, cuddly teddy bears, but that one really has a lot of great work on the sculpt. So he gets number 3. Number 2, Mattel did this multiverse. There's lots of multiverse figures there that they did before McFarlane. And one of the Build-A-Figures they did in that line was Clayface. The body doesn't thrill me as much. It's not bad. It's actually pretty well articulated, especially for a Build-A-Figure. But I love the expression. Again, angry look. Slightly different than what we've gotten with some of the other designs. More comic booky. And that's number 2. Number 1 was the easy pick for me. Remember Batman, the series done by Mattel first, that morphed into DC Superheroes? Well, as DC Superheroes, they did this Clayface. Great figure. I think we'll zoom in because he's such a great figure. So as you can see, he's got a really great body sculpt. I love the expression, the kind of snarling face. And those arms are stretchy. I've heard some people have had trouble with those arms over the years deteriorating. They're a little more rubbery. I've never had any trouble with them. And you'll notice over here, still in the box, they did release him under the DC UC license or brand in the 2-pack, which I still have boxed, but it was the exact same sculpt. So there you go. There's my top 10 Clayfaces. Now, if you have a Clayface I don't have, let me know, because I'm always looking for more Clayfaces. He doesn't get enough love. I think he's a terrific character, and he makes for a great-looking action figure. So until Wednesday, when we do another favorite collection, I think I'll be doing the Purple Wall this week, which is another cartoon section. Have a great week. Make sure you subscribe.